Hi there, students. To lean towards. So, one of the meanings of to lean is to be at an angle. So I could lean towards the camera. But as a phrasal verb, we use to lean towards to mean have a slight preference for a course of action, for the choice of a specific person, a tendency towards a characteristic. So to lean towards, to favour. We could stay at home or we could go to the cinema, but I lean towards staying at home because it's free, yeah? And we'd have to spend money going to the cinema. Which candidate do you think we should choose for the job? John, Sarah, or Jane? Well, I know you lean towards Sarah because she has more experience. So I think maybe that's the choice we will make. This guy is a really good negotiator and he always leans towards peaceful solutions. So he favours, he tries to get. In the world, there's always this big debate about how much of our character is our genetics and how much is our environment around us. Well, I think our character leans towards being affected by the environment that we live in. However, there is also a genetic component. Yeah, so the environmental factor is stronger. Yeah, it's leaning towards that side. In this constituency, politically, people lean towards the right. Yeah, so generally, they favour the right. Not completely, but there is a slight preference for. So, also, for example, when I give English class, I lean towards not teaching grammar unless it's absolutely necessary. So I have a slight preference for, I favour. It's my more normal course of action because I think it's more useful. So if you have a decision, you can lean towards one course of action. But if something leans towards something, it has a preference for it. It has a tendency to go that way. Yeah. So, for example, the UK as a society leans towards zero tolerance, whereas Latin societies lean towards being tolerant and trying not to punish people. So that's the choice that they favour, that's the tendency, that's the way it normally goes. Notice, you can lean towards or you can lean toward or towards, with or without the S. The S makes no difference, the meaning is identical. Now let's see, to lean is, well, it's what I call a schizophrenic verb. So it can either be regular, lean, leaned, leaned, or lean, lent, lent. Yeah, he leant towards, he leaned towards. Yeah, so it can go both ways. What about formality? Well, I would say this is neutral, maybe slightly informal. Yeah, I think you could definitely use this in an informal conversation. You could probably even use it in a more formal conversation, but it's not something I would use in a really formal writing. I'd probably say in a more formal writing, I'd probably say something like have a preference for, to tend to favour, or something like that. Okay, so if you have a decision, you can lean towards one course of action. If you normally do something, you lean towards doing something in that way as opposed to doing it in another way. Yeah? I lean towards the choice of Sarah. I lean towards it. So notice this is inseparable. Yeah? Inseparable phrasal verbs are not very common. Yeah? I lean towards him. I lean towards her. I lean towards choosing this course of action. I lean towards doing it in this way. Okay? So there you go, to lean towards, another phrasal verb for your arsenal of phrasal verbs and vocabulary. Enough. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now. To lean towards.